I'm back to Minecraft after a bit of a hiatus. But why? After all, the game has been passed many times over. Everything seems studied and boring. Thousands of sheep and cows are roasted and sent to the other world. Many creepers and skeletons are destroyed. Millions of blocks are dug up, and this list can go on endlessly. Still, it's satisfying to start over each time, as if you're creating a unique, new story each time. And you know what? Heck, it's a hell of a lot of fun. At the beginning of my journey, I would like to outline my main goals: build a house, raise a pet, find villagers, and get a dog. After these peaceful goals, it will be safe to go for the dragon head and wings to the cities of End. And since my first main goal is to build a house, I need to find a beautiful and scenic place, because it is very important. The surrounding nature should be aesthetically pleasing, shouldn't it? And in this series, I'm not going to cram all the information in a row, as many people do, but calmly and measuredly move on my plot. After all, I am its author. Every adventure customarily starts with finding starter resources and crafting starter tools. I was very lucky to find a lot of coal at the very start of the game, as I tried to collect as much food as possible along the road. After collecting every last coal, I upgraded my pickaxe to a stone pick, and at nightfall, slept in the nearest cave. While it was night, I roasted all the meat in the furnace. At first light, I set out and noticed that the skeleton near my cave had been burned by the sun, leaving behind a bone. This was very useful for me, as I could meet a dog on the way and tame it. As I moved forward, I killed cows for meat and leather. In some places, I came across coal again, and at some point, I came to a clearing of spruce trees. By the way, this place was quite attractive, and I even considered for a while whether to stop here. But I decided that I could turn back at any time if I didn't see something more interesting. Moving on through the swamps, pondered how best I should make my first base. Would it be an ordinary house? Or should I build a huge mansion? In some runs, I didn't bother about the base at all and just put a fence around the nearest village and lived there, not afraid of monsters and unexpected raids. How do you usually start the game? Leave a comment, I'd love to read it. I noticed a small cluster of sand along the way, and having crafted a shovel, began to stockpile such a valuable resource. I didn't know how far the nearest desert to the base would be, but the windows in my house would certainly have to be. Floating along the river, unexpectedly approached one of the most beautiful biomes in the game, the cherry forest. To be honest, I just recently updated the game to version 1.20, and damn dudes, it looks awesome. Even though it's located on some sort of hill, it's amazing. Of course, I immediately chopped some logs and collected a couple of saplings for further cherry tree breeding at my base. Using cherry trees as decorations, you can build very beautiful buildings in Japanese style. How do you like this option? After walking some more distance, came across a field of pumpkins and came to this place a little bit later. I think this is it. This is the place. The location is very steep, with a river running nearby, and high hills and mountains and cherry woods all around. And the place itself is very flat, didn't even have to be leveled. A little mowing of the lawn, and then you can start your building. I put a bed right outside, set up a furnace and a workbench, created a chest, and dumped the resources that were cluttering up my inventory into it. At some point, a merchant even came to visit me, but alas, I had no money to pay him. In fact, the goods were yucky. Placed lights around my lodge. You can see how big this place is, and I think I chose it well. The next step in preparing for construction will be to get some blocks. I'm thinking of digging a small hole at the level where there is only stone and getting a couple of stacks for the walls and roof. After processing the cobblestone in the furnace, I'm going to use stone for the walls and stone steps for part of the roof. After a bit of digging, I managed to get a couple of stacks of the necessary material. The chest I left at the entrance came in handy, as I often had to hear the nightly mutterings of zombies while digging. Let's load all the blocks into the furnace. It was raining outside. The chickens were soaking wet, so it was time to start building. Let's start, as always, with simple things. Make markings of spruce planks on the ground, fill them in completely, creating something like a wooden foundation, and after that, we will raise the walls of stone. Behind the scenes, I grilled a stack of sand in the furnace and made glass panels for the windows. Every once in a while, a chicken would stop by to see my work site. Apparently, she wanted to make sure there was enough room in the house for me to take her under the roof. Don't worry, honey, there's room for everyone. Next comes the oak plank ceiling. Outside, I decided to make a ladder out of mud for roofing work. As night falls, I decide not to try my luck and go downstairs to sleep. As soon as the sun peeks out, I craft the missing stairs from spruce planks and continue working on the top. Made 2 interesting gables on the front and back of the house to keep the roof from looking boring. Once, while harvesting spruce logs, I climbed to the top of a tree. Quite by chance, I turned around, and my gaze was drawn to a roof-like structure. It was a village. I really hope the villagers appreciate the house I built, as a couple of them will have to move here permanently. So, I think that at this stage of my evolution, my house looks pretty good. So I will move on to one of my next goals, which is to get a good friend, a dog. In further progression, I will be able to get more different blocks to build with, so the appearance of the house is not much to worry about for now. I'm sure we will update its visual appearance. But I'd like to get a dog right now, so I don't feel lonely. We're playing single-player survival, aren't we? While you're watching the cutscene of my trip to get a dog, I'd like to share a bit of information regarding my plan to build up my base. Specifically about the villagers that many players in various videos keep locked up. I would like to change this. That is, I would like to build them houses on my territory and give them freedom of movement, so you can achieve a sense of liveliness of my city. And to keep the villagers from fleeing into the woods and being attacked by zombies, it would be possible to build a defense wall around the base. How's that for a plan? After a day of traveling, I met a dog. Come here, boy.
Hi, will you be my owner? Where are we going? Where's your house? Will you feed me? What goodies do you have in your pockets? Is lunch coming soon?
Wait, kid, it's not so fast. I'll be sure to feed you the freshest lamb. But first we have to get back.
Okay, I'm following you.
So dudes, we now have a very cool dog, and we have the added goal of building him a cool doghouse. Once we get there, you and I will be...
Are we there yet?
Not yet, kid. Oh, there's iron armor in the chest, just my size. Look, I found a village on the way.
Oh, I get it. Your base is farther out, right?
That's right. Let's keep going.
Jack, I'm scared.
Just keep up, kid. You'll be fine. I got an axe.
That was so close.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just a little cold.
Okay, we're here, kid. Come on in. Make yourself at home.
Oh, this place is cool.
I'll just close the door. Remember, kid, don't go outside at night, okay?
No problem, Jack. It's a lot warmer in here than it is outside.
I'll just check to see if a spider got into our attic while we were gone. All clear, we can sleep. Good night, kid.
Good night, Jack.
Hey, kid, how'd you sleep?
I'm fine. What are you doing today?
I like to do one really fun thing.
What's that thing?
I'm going to make a bunch of cherry board signs and decorate my house and all my future builds with them.
But why?
On each such sign, I will write the name of each of my subscriber who leave a comment on this video. Let's see how many signs will be in the next videos. What do you think of this idea?
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Will you make a sign with my name on it?
Of course. What name do you want for yourself?
I'd like some cool name. How about we have viewers post different names in the comments, and we'll pick me the name which has the most likes.
That sounds great. Let's do it. Kid, how cool do you think the episode was?
Definitely better than your previous one.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that, so let's summarize.
I think it's too early to speak about anything, but some of the work has been done.
Yeah, you're right, kid. By the way, I got a pretty good starting shelter that we'll be developing in the future.
We also have some tasty chicky chickens.
Not so fast, kid. They're still too young. I also found a village close to our base, which means that in the next episode, we will definitely invite a couple of villagers to live with us permanently.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Dudes, subscribe to the channel if you like this episode. Feel free to leave your comments and hit the likes.
Hit the like.
Jack and Kid were with you. Thanks for watching.
I love
See you soon.